Hello, imaginary internet friends. I'm Mild Kratz, and I am back just vlogging and rambling. I'm wearing a River PB shirt. River PB and her husband Yibby are two different YouTubers who play a lot of PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds and 7 Days to Die, or at least River does. And so I ordered some of her merch. I like it. It reminds me a little bit of like Team Rocket, but then also it's got the colors of like the police. So those two are kind of almost in direct contrast, but it's fun. It's a nice shirt. Also got a new hat, and for those in the know or anyone who could have seen that right there, it's the Vermont Lake Monsters. They're a single A team. They're a farm team for the Oakland Athletics, located obviously in Vermont. And their mascot is like the Loch Ness Monster, which is really awesome. So, with getting this new shirt and having River PB and Yibby raid one of my PlayerUnknown streams, it was probably about 2 weeks ago now, close to, has me thinking about the idea of collaboration and its importance to YouTube channels and almost its necessity in growing. So I've been entertaining the idea of doing that. And of the channels I could probably collaborate with, maybe River and Yibby, but I know that my brother, who is E.G. Joel, by the way, make sure to stop by and subscribe, is also getting back into YouTube, and I would love to get involved with, collaborating with him. And he's playing a game right now called Foxhole. It is a persistent war game set kind of like with an isometric camera. So isometric being, think like XCOM 2 or Fallout 2 or other games that end with a 2. But anyway, it's a game with that kind of camera, but it's also persistent war, which is really cool. So it just goes on for days and days until one side wins, and then beyond that, in one server, there's a big war going on outside of that, and kind of like Heroes and Generals. I don't know if it's a better known game or not, but it's very similar to that in concept. But it's just got me thinking about maybe I should be collaborating, at least while I'm still a small channel before I blow up and get really famous and everything. Probably collaborate with someone. And so I've been trying to think of the different people I'd probably like to meet. And the thing I'm thinking about doing, or what I could think of at least, would be I'd like to find some people just to interview or whatever. And so I'm going to start calling out some collaborators here. Also, went ahead, it's going to be hard to see maybe on here. You can't really. I smacked up my phone pretty hard and spiderwebbed it, so it's going to be kind of a little bit of a challenge to read through this. So it's okay. It'd be like trying to read terrible reviews or Amazon questions. Yeah, I'd like to call out some collaborators. I want to interview maybe any person who uses inverted mouse controls without using like a controller, right? So like they're moving up on a mouse and it'll make them look down, or anyone who inverts like the x-axis in video games, especially shooters. That would be really interesting to meet someone who does that. Someone who still uses a car cigarette lighter daily, or even has one in their car. Like to talk to someone about that. Because firstly, I never saw those work back when they were still in cars, and then they stopped being in cars maybe like 10 years ago. Let's see here. Someone who hoards forever stamps. I'd love to collaborate or just like interview someone like that, just because I don't know, like, do you really think that the increase in, 1 cent per stamp that happens pretty routinely every 2 years is going to bankrupt you? And yet I know people who get, an obscene number of forever stamps all at once. If you're a business owner, I guess it makes sense, but just, for your own personal use, anyone can sign up for a Gmail account. I don't know if people know that or not. Let's see, anyone with more than 17 cats who doesn't think they have a problem. I would love to talk to someone like that, and I'm sure they're out there, by the way. And spoilers, you do have a problem, and I'd like to try and get you to see that. But I'd also like to give you a fair whack at explaining why you don't think you're insane. Let me see. Oh, anyone with a compellingly legitimate reason to still be a racist in 2017. That's been kind of a huge thing in Twitter this week, is Trump supporting basically and not condemning his Nazi fan base, and then kind of saying Nazis are bad, but also basically reading it off of a teleprompter. Let me see. Anyone that has ever won a goldfish in like a school carnival and then like the goldfish lived for at least a year or longer, I'd love to meet that person and ask them what that was like because mine always died probably like within 2 days. And everyone I know who won one at like a school carnival, theirs died within like 2 days. So that would be interesting. Let me see. Okay, anyone who prefers a TV dinner to a home cooked meal. Like people who actively have the choice to pick either one and then would be like, yeah, I don't know, I just really enjoy, peeling back films and like microwaving generic foodstuffs for like 4.5 minutes, as opposed to like sitting down and enjoying a meal, especially with other people. I would say between the two, it'd be weird to like choose the TV dinner. I bet people do it though. I'm saying I bet these people are out there. So if you know someone like this, or if you are someone like this, get some help. I bet also let me interview you. Okay. Let's see. A person who is addicted to both Jesus and the drug called Jesus, because I guess there's a drug out there called Jesus, and I don't know if it's like derivative of which drug, but again, there's like 7.5 billion people on the planet, right? So there's got to be someone out there who's both really into Jesus and then also really into like getting high on the drug called Jesus. And I'll bet you're a really interesting person, and I would love for you to come on the channel and talk to me about that, even if it has to be like through Skype or like through a Boost mobile phone call, most likely. Let me see. Someone who vapes, but is like really modest or secretive about it. So like a closet vape person, and someone who's just like not really just doing it on every street corner and sidewalk and like making sure everyone knows that they've ripped super huge fat clouds. I'd like to meet the one person who's like, yeah, I do, but I'm not super proud of it. Because I think most people, now that like you can argue that there's not a health risk involved with vaping or it's not nearly as bad as cigarettes, people just love to like, I don't know, just maybe like in some cases literally blow it in your face, but in other ways just kind of like show off all the time. Let me see. Someone who's discovered they were standing next to a living statue suddenly, and only because that statue farted. Again, 7.5 billion people on the planet, maybe more. I mean, there's at least that many. It's had to have happened to someone. And I just want to hear that story. I mean, like, I can generically hear it for myself, even just in saying that sentence, but I don't think it's going to have all the same flavors as being, listening to the story from the person who was attacked by that statue. I mean, it like assaulted ocularly. Is that? I have that? No, olfactorily. Nailed it. Okay, let's see here. Anyone who flosses twice a day, because I don't think you're actually out there, I would say at best, dental hygienists and dentists probably only floss once a day. And those are like the really good ones, or like the really anal retentive ones. I don't think anyone flosses twice a day. And I think that's the recommendation. You're probably actually supposed to floss after any time you eat like a meal of any significance. And then lastly, just a perpetually grumpy looking dog. Like a dog that just like never looks happy, because I live with 2 dogs right now, and they're fighting each other on the stairs like a couple of idiots. And they ruined a couple takes before this one that were way better. So you have them to thank for this garbage. But just like a dog that's just always sour face looking. Like everyone knows Grumpy Cat. I just want to meet like Grumpy Dog. And I think dogs, even dogs that are like missing legs or eyes, just perpetually have that oafish, funny little look of having their tongue sticking out of their mouth, and just, I don't know, I guess they're panting, but they always just look like they're smiling. So I would love to meet the dog that just looks perpetually, and I'm not saying angry either, because dogs can definitely have like a scowl and show teeth. A dog that just looks like annoyed or grumpy all the time. So those would be any of the people or not people that I would love to collaborate with. And I mean, I'm sure I could come up with other ideas than me just interviewing them also. So yeah, but like if you know any of those people, if you are any of those people, go ahead and send me a message or something. And I think my email is probably like on my channel somewhere, or if not, just hit me up in the comments. So cool. If you enjoy my videos, Thank you for watching, firstly. But like, comment, subscribe, any of those things. They really do help YouTubers out a lot. I don't know if you guys realize that or not. That's why we're all begging. So if you can just do those things, that'd be super-de-duper. Oh, hey guys. Well, technically both girls. Anyway, I've been Mild Kratz. It sounds like I've got some stuff to clean up, and I will see you guys next time.